to be here with each and every one of you here today because I'm going to be going over what I call my Quick Start Forex program. I'm going to show you today how you can use our Forex trading strategies and also utilizing our charting software with a very simple trading strategy to help get you started in generating profits in this market, literally starting right now. So before we begin, we did lose a little time there. I got about an hour's worth of material that I'm going to try to squeeze in here to 45 minutes. But before we begin, I am going to be pulling up my charts here in just a moment. I do want to let you know that trading does have its own form of risk involved. And you shouldn't invest money that you can't afford to lose. And you should always trade with proper equity management in mind. I will be going over that here today as well. Now, there is no such thing as an undefeated season. You will incur losses from time to time, but the key is to keep your profits high and to have minimal losses as you're going along. Now, it is also highly recommended that you go through and you learn this trading strategy in its entirety, and you actually begin trading as an educated and knowledgeable trader. Also, please be advised that anything I share with you here today, do not take this as actual investment advice. I am going to walk you through some trade examples. I'm actually going to teach you a very simple trading strategy here today, but ultimately when it does come time for you to place a trade live, that decision to make that trade is going to be yours and yours alone. So over the next 45 minutes, what we're going to be going over here is I know we probably have a lot of brand new people here that are brand new to the Forex market. Don't worry, I'll get you up to speed very quickly before we pull up our charts. Then when we pull up the charts, I'm going to teach you and show you a trading strategy called the London Daybreak Trading Strategy. Very simple trading strategy that'll get you in and out of this market very quickly with some very nice results. Also, I'm going to show you how to do some analysis with our charting software, and I'll introduce you some of the automated tools. We have an automated Fibonacci tool, automated trendline tool. I'll demonstrate some of those tools for you today. And there's a current trade opportunity that I'm looking at right now. If we have time here today, we just lost a little bit of time. Hopefully I'll have some time. I'll pull that up and I'll show that to you. Explain to you why I'm looking at this as a current trade opportunity. I'll show you today how you can set up a demo trading account so you can actually practice trading in this market live. Utilizing a demo trading account, and also I'll show you how you can get everything I show you here today, the charting software, the education on how to use this trading strategy, and a couple free bonuses for about the cost of a pack of gum to take it for a test drive. So very, very affordable if you find interest in this here today to take this for a test drive. So before we begin, let me just go ahead. I think Renee did a nice introduction, but once again, my name is William Gallagher. I am coming to you live today from the Market Traders Institute here in Orlando, Florida. A little bit about my quick background here. I've traded in the investment market since 1998. I've also worked for several different financial companies and firms, and also a couple years ago, I did help start, launch, and build an entirely new financial services company from the ground floor up. I am also a full-time active trader. More importantly, though, I am a student of Market Traders Institute. So neat thing about this is that those of you that are brand new here today to the Forex market, I was once brand new just like you. Even though I did know about the Forex market, I didn't quite understand the potential of the Forex until attending a webinar just like this. I was in a webinar just like you. I found interest in this, and I actually have gone through Market Traders Institute's education. In fact, everything I'm going to show you here today, I actually have learned from MTI. Now, the neat thing about this is that I've gone through their education, and then what they did is they started asking me to do these types of presentations to help get new people up to speed in trading in this market. So that's what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you by the hand, put some of the basics in your hands, put these tools in your hands, and help get you up to speed very quickly in this market. For those of you, I think you may have caught one of my colleagues earlier here today, Joe Cavallaro, a little bit about Market Traders Institute for those of you who may have missed him. Market Traders Institute, we've been around for about 23 years, celebrated 23rd anniversary in April. The neat thing about this is that this building you see on your screen, this is actually our building. I'm actually broadcasting out of this building here today, right from the second floor. The reason I point this out is that our building here is that you can actually come to our building. You can come get trained live in person. We have students that come here each and every day. They get trained live in our classrooms. The neat thing about our education is you don't actually have to come and get trained. You can learn how to do this right from the comfort of your own home, right on your computer. But the neat thing about this is that over the last 23 years, we've trained, I think, about 50,000 students or so on how to trade successfully in this market. We are getting a little bit of attention, get a little couple accolades. In 2015, Market Traders Institute, we were ranked 1,180 on Inc. 5000's 2015 fastest growing companies. And last year we moved up to 592. So we're looking for this year to break into the top 500. We also gained the attention of this gentleman right here. You might recognize him. His name is Kevin Harrington. He was one of the original sharks on the TV show Shark Tank. He saw what we do here. He saw what we did. He actually identified the Forex market as a great opportunity. He also identified Market Traders Institute as a great company to train with. So we've actually have partnered with Kevin Harrington with what's called our Trade Like a Shark program. So the neat thing about this is he comes to our office quite frequently, and we have webinars like this with him as well. So I know we lost a little bit of time here. I got a lot to go over. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to pull up my charts. But before we do, I want to get an idea of the trading experience of everybody here in the room. So we have a bunch of you just that rejoined us here. If everybody could just quickly look at the screen right now and give me a little bit of idea what your trading experience is in the Forex market. If you are brand new to the Forex market, please type the number 1 into the chat box. That's gonna let me know that you are brand new, you have no experience whatsoever. If you do have a little bit of experience in this market, go ahead, please type the number 2 into the chat box. That's gonna let me know maybe you've been to a workshop or two, maybe you're even trading a practice or demo account. Number 3 is for my actual experienced traders. Those of you that are actually trading live, you actually know a lot about this market here. Great. So yeah, so what I'm looking here is I'm seeing a lot of number 1s here. Ed, Fanny, Ian, Keith, Charles, Joseph, Liam, Moore. Yeah, and I got 2 number 2s here. I got Mally and AJ. Looks like you're number 2. I do have one. Oh, I'm sorry. I got 2 number 3s here. I got Michael and Thomas are 3s here. Yeah, I still got a lot more of those 1s and 2s coming in. So my 2s and 3s here, AJ, Mally, Michael, Thomas, just bear with me here for a moment. I'm gonna get all the new people up to speed. I promise you we'll be pulling up our charts in just a second. So now you have know a little bit about me, a little bit about Market Traders Institute. Let's go ahead, let's jump into the Forex market so we can go ahead and show you how to trade this market. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain to you what the Forex market is. I'll explain to you what you're doing when you're trading Forex currencies. I'm gonna explain to you what a pip is and why you actually want them. But more importantly, like I said, I'll pull up my charts. I'll show you how I can actually get started trading in this market right now. So a little bit about the Forex market. It is the largest financial market with almost limitless amounts of liquidity. There's over $5 trillion that is traded daily in this market. So there's a ton of potential in this market for people just like you and me that are looking to get just a fraction of this. So it's a very large market. It's a very liquid market. It's very easy to get in and out of this market very quickly because there's so much volume going on in this market. More importantly, and this is the key to the trading strategy I'm going to show you here today, it's also a very flexible market. You might want to write this down. There are 3 trading sessions. There are 3 major trading sessions that go on daily in this market. You have the Asian session, you have the London session, and you have the US session. These trading sessions, they overlap. So you can literally trade this market 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, from Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time to 5 o'clock p.m. on Friday here. So you can literally trade this market around the clock. Now, that's to come into play here when I'm talking about the trading strategy in just a second. Another quick thing we need to know about the market is that it allows you to focus. I'm sure most of you here are probably traded stocks or other markets, but unlike other markets, like the stock market, where there are thousands of stocks you can watch and trade, in the Forex market, there's only about 60 different currency pairs you can trade. So the neat thing about this is that because we have 23 years of experience in this market, we're gonna help you focus. We'll show you which ones to pay the most attention to, and we'll teach you the secrets to trading them. I'm gonna pull up 6 currency pairs here today. So I'm gonna have you focusing on 6 currency pairs, make you very easy to focus in this market. So when I pull up my charts, you are gonna see a chart just like the one you see on the screen right here. The neat thing about this is that what we're doing in this market is we are utilizing what's called a candlestick chart. And what we're doing is trading currency pairs. We're trading one country's currency against another in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain in value against the other. So in this case here, when I pull up my chart, we're gonna look in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and you're gonna see the name of the currency pair. In this case here, this would be the Great British Pound, GBP, US dollar, USD. It's the Great British Pound, US dollar currency pair. So in essence, what we're doing is we're trading the pound versus the dollar in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain in value against the other. In this case here, as the market's going up, the pound is gaining in value over the dollar, and as the market's going down, the pound is losing in value over the dollar. The dollar is gaining in value over the pound. Now, these little rectangles you see on your screen, These are called Japanese candlesticks. I'm not going to go into a lot of time explaining what these are, but what they are is they represent the amount of time, they represent what the market has done and whatever amount of time you select on your screen, your charts here. So in this case here, we're going to be utilizing 1 hour charts. So each one of these candlesticks is going to represent what the market has done in 1 hour of time frame. So all you really need to know, for those that are taking notes, all you need to know is that the white candlesticks mean the market went up and closed up during that 1 hour time frame. They are also called bullish candlesticks. You're also going to have dark blue candlesticks. These are called, these are bearish candlesticks. The white ones are bullish. They have bullish going up, bearish going down. These mean the market went down and closed down during that time frame. Now, one other quick thing, we go through our full education, we'll teach you that these candlesticks form what are called candlestick formations. We use these candlestick formations like the sign language of the market. They help to tell the trader's story. In this case here, this candlestick formation, the bottom left-hand corner, we call this a Morningstar candlestick formation. This is saying, hey, Les, hey, Cheryl, hey, Thomas, look for this market to U-turn and go upward in a bullish movement. This candlestick formation at the top is what we call an evening star candlestick formation. This is saying, hey, Mort, Keith, Ed, Fanny, Ian, hey, look for this market to U-turn and go downward in a bearish movement. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining what these candlestick formations are, but the neat thing about our charting software is that there's a feature that's built into it. I'll show you this, that'll actually point out these candlestick formations. I'll go over that here in just a second. Now, there's two more things we need to know before we jump into the market and start showing you how to trade. We need to know what a pip is. We are looking to capture pips in this market. Now, pip, P-I-P, it is an acronym. It stands for price interest point. So let me just quickly break this down in the simplest way that I can here. I'm sure most of you here in the room probably already know that there are 100 pennies in a US dollar. A penny represents 1/100th of a US dollar. If we were looking for a unit of measure that is smaller than a penny, it would be the equivalent to what is called a pip. Just as there are 100 pennies in a US dollar, there are 100 pips in a penny. So a pip, it represents 1/100th of a penny. If we were looking at this number right here, the first two numbers past the decimal point, these are your pennies. The next two numbers, these are your pips. So one more quick thing we need to know. In this market, we are going to utilize leverage. This leverage is going to give you more buying power. This leverage is going to be provided by your broker. This is going to allow you to place your trades and to generate a leveraged return on your trades. Let me quickly explain to you what we do in this market. We are going to be utilizing three major lot sizes. We're going to be trading in lots. We have what's called a micro lot. Now, a micro lot is about a $20 investment per trade. Each pip you capture is going to be worth about 10 cents. So the trading strategy I'm going to show you here, we're going to be going after 50 pips per currency pair per day. So in this case here, we're going to be looking to generate, if you're trading with a micro lot, you'd be generating about $5 in profit per currency pair per day. The next step up is what's called a mini lot. A mini lot is about a $200 investment from your trading account. Each pip is going to be worth about $1. So now those same 50 pips are going to be worth $50. Now, we also have what's called a standard lot. A standard lot is the standard by which most traders strive to achieve in this market. A standard lot is about a $2,000 investment from your trading account. Each pip that you capture is going to be worth about $10. So in this case here, those same 50 pips now are going to be worth $500. Now, I know some of you might be saying, well, William, I can't afford to put out $2,000 per trade, or I can't invest $200 per trade. Sure, most of you could probably invest 20 here, but the neat thing about this is that I'm going to show you today how you can actually set up a demo trading account, get up to speed in trading in this market, get familiar, become comfortable trading in the market, then you can invest money. You'll probably start trading a micro lot. Now, the neat thing about this is that you can start trading a micro lot, and then as your account level builds, as your confidence level builds, then you can start investing into a mini lot account. And then once again, as your account level builds, your investment level, or your confidence level builds, then you can build up to a standard lot. So what we'll do is we'll show you how to start crawling, we'll show you how to start walking, we'll show you how to start running in this market. You don't have to invest a lot of money to get started trading in this market. Now, the trading strategy I'm going to show you here today, it was created by this gentleman right here. His name is Joshua Martinez. He created this program, and a little bit about his background here. He's one of our product experts here. He has trained thousands of Forex investors. He actually used the same trading strategy I'm about to show you here today. He invested $500 in his trading account. He ended up generating over $39,000 in profit off of it. Now, he's a published author, international speaker here, and as I said, he is the creator of the strategy. Now, the reason I'm talking about him is that I'm going to kind of give you my Cliff Notes version of how the strategy works. You're actually going to be getting a video from Josh and some other tutorial videos where he will go into much greater detail teaching you and showing you how the strategy works. So you'll actually get a video from the creator of the strategy going into much greater detail teaching you. Now, this is his MyFX book account from last year. Actually, it's through October here. He actually, at this point here, from February through October, he ended up capturing almost 37,000 pips. I think he ended up capturing over 38,000 pips in 2016. Now, for 2017, through up until the beginning of this month here, he's captured over 6,700 pips. So you can kind of see the track record of the gentleman that created this strategy here. So like I said, he'll be giving you, I'll show you how you can get a video from him at the end of the webinar where he'll go into much greater detail teaching you and showing you this actual strategy here. So I know we're short on time. I have a lot to tell you. So let's go ahead. Let's jump in the charts. I want to thank everybody for bearing with me here. I want to thank everybody for returning here after that little technological mishap we just had. But let's get started. If you're not taking notes, this is probably where you're going to want to start taking some notes because we are going to start talking about the London daybreak trading strategy. The London daybreak trading strategy, it utilizes these 6 currency pairs. It utilizes the Great British Pound Canadian dollar. It utilizes the Great British Pound US dollar, the Great British Pound Japanese yen, the Great British Pound Swiss franc, the Great British Pound New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi, and the Great British Pound Australian dollar, the Aussie. As I just alluded to here just a minute ago, we're going to be looking to go after a minimum of 50 pips per currency pair per day. So what that's going to do is that's going to give you 5 opportunities each and every week on each one of these currency pairs to trade. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull up my charts. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water here. Now, what I want everybody to do is that when you see the charts on your screen, go ahead, type in Y, type in yes. I want to make sure that everybody does, in fact, have the charts on the screen before we begin, and I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, AJ, Joseph, Liam, Henry. Great. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michael, Keith. Great. So it looks like everybody has the charts on the screen. And as I said, we're going to be looking at these 6 charts. In fact, actually what you're looking at here, this is called our ultimate charting software. Those of you that go ahead and take this trial today, you're going to get this charting software on your computer. We'll show you how to download this charting software. You'll get to play around with it and try it out as part of the trial here. So once again, everything I'm showing you here today, you'll get to try out for the cost of about a pack of gum. So very affordable here. If you found any interest in trading the Forex market or actually trading the strategy, we're gonna make it very affordable for you to get started. So let's go ahead. As I mentioned, we're looking at the pound Australian dollar, the Aussie, the pound Canadian dollar here in the top middle, pound Swiss franc, the pound Japanese yen, the pound New Zealand dollar, and the pound US dollar. Now, this charting software is very easy to use. There's a lot of neat built-in features. In fact, actually, somebody just asked what these rectangles are at the top of my screen. Oliver, these are called workspaces. So what I've done here is for this London daybreak trading strategy, I have a workspace set up. And the neat thing about these workspaces is I believe you're going to get 2 or 3 of these as a bonus here today. I think you're going to get this workspace and a couple other of these workspaces in which Josh will show you how to actually import them into your charting software. These workspaces, you can save them to your computer or you can save them to the cloud. You can save them to the internet. So for instance, if I want to work on a different computer or a laptop, I can simply come here and I can open my workspaces right from the internet here. So I can very easily, as long as you have your charting software installed, you can come in here and you can import all your workspaces right from the internet here. So there's some other neat built-in features here, but let's go ahead, let's get started. I don't have a lot of time. Let's go ahead, let's jump in here right now. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to demonstrate this trading strategy on the Great British Pound Australian dollar. Now, one of the things, as I mentioned before, most of you probably have already recognized, is that we're going to be utilizing a 1-hour time frame for each one of these currency pairs. So let's go ahead, and what that means, if you've just joined us here, each one of these rectangles, these candlesticks represent 1 hour of time frame. That's going to come into play here in just a second. But let's go ahead, let's bring this down. And okay, sorry about that. Charles is asking what this is. Let me go ahead, let me type that out in case you missed that, Charles. This is called the London Day Break Strategy. Very simple trading strategy of getting in and out of this market very quickly. I'm going to show you this very simple trading strategy, and if we have time, I'll come in here and I'll actually show you how to manually analyze the market. I'll show you the current trade opportunity that I'm looking at taking right now. Explain why using manual analysis. So let's go ahead, let's get started with this London daybreak trading strategy. If you're taking notes, this is probably a good place to start taking some notes. What we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for this market to form its initial high or low for the day. We're going to be looking for this initial high or low between 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern time and 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So what we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for the market to pull back and form its low for the day and then rally up, or we're looking for the market to form its high for the day and then pull back here. Now the reason for this right here is because, as I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, there are 3 major trading sessions in this market. What you have going on right here is you have the close of the Asian session and you have the opening of the London session. So we're going to be looking for directional movement coming between this time period. I'm going to show you here in just a second how we can look for and take advantage of this directional movement. Now we're also going to be looking for the opposite high or low for the day. We're going to be looking for this between 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern time and, sorry about that, and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So what we're looking for is ultimately this directional movement. Now what we have going on here between 8 o'clock and 2 o'clock is we have the close of the London session and we have the opening of the US session here. So ultimately what we're looking to do is take advantage of the directional movement that happens during that London session. Now what we found is that each one of these 6 currency pairs, the reason we're using these 6 currency pairs is we found that they have what's called an average daily trading range. Meaning that we're looking for each one of these currency pairs to move a minimum of 50 pips on the low side to over 200 pips on the high side. So my goal today is I'm going to teach you a quick trading strategy to go after what we call first base. I'm going to show you how we can go after minimum of 50 pips per currency pair per day. That's our goal. Now, once again, if you remember, if you were trading a mini lot account, each one of those pips is going to be worth 10 cents. So that means we'd be going after about $5 in profit per, I'm sorry, that's a micro lot. Sorry about that. I always get ahead of myself here, my friends. Hold on one second here. Now let's just go ahead and we'll make this very simple. Make the mini lot 50, and we'll come in here, and if you're trading a standard, that would be 500. There we go. And I'm assuming everybody's got probably won't be starting or we're gonna be trading at a mini lot or a standard lot. In fact, here we'll do. I'll take 2 seconds here. There we go, micro. Sorry, my friends, I got a lot to go over. I'm trying to hurry through here. There we go. The micro lot is $5. There we go. So yeah, you might want, if you want to take a quick screenshot or jot this down, but the neat thing about this is that you'll get a video from Josh where he's going to go into detail about this. You'll get all this as well as part of the video that Josh is going to be sending out to you here. So if you're not quite getting this right now, like I said, I'm just going to give you my Cliff Notes version of how this works. He'll go into much greater detail. So let's go ahead, let's come back down in here. And what I want to do is I'm going to show you how this strategy actually works. I've actually come in here and I've highlighted some of these here. You can see here there's, during that time period, the directional movement here. This directional movement right here was about from that point to that point, that was 174 pips. This one right here, that was about 125 pips. The directional movement here, if we go from tip to tip, that's 229. If we come in here, that directional movement is about 190 pips. This one right here is about 122. This directional movement coming off of this one, if we come down here, that was about 305 pips, or in this case here, it went all the way down to 400 pips. And with this one right here, let me see if I can quickly bring this one up. And let's see how far this one goes. Okay, there we go. So on this one right here, we had directional movement of about 184 pips. So some of you might be wondering, well, William, first of all, I want to make sure everybody can see this directional movement, but also, some of you might be wondering, well, William, why is this happening? Well, it's been said that during the London session, what happens is that the European markets, they are processing the largest bulk of the Forex transaction. So what ends up happening during this period is you have the banks are processing their orders, and what it does, it provides a huge injection of volume, and it provides this directional movement in the market. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you a trading strategy where you can take advantage of this literally starting tomorrow when the market opens here. So, and we're gonna be going after those 50 pips per currency pair per day. Very simple and easy trading strategy. So let's go ahead, let's jump in right now. I want to kind of give everybody an idea of how this works here. Before we begin, let me zoom in here. Let me go one more candle. I think this is what I'm looking for. Yep, right there. I'm going to zoom in on this. And what I want to do is I'm going to explain to everybody. Make this nice and big. That's another neat thing about this charting software. It's very easy to use. And just like this, a lot of customized feature on here. What I want to do is I'm going to explain to everybody is that there are 3 questions we want to answer before we jump into this market. We need to determine, number 1, which direction is the market going? Number 2, we need to figure out where and why to get in. And then number 3, we need to determine where and why to get out of the market. Before we even get into this market, we're going to answer each one of these 3 questions. When I come back in here and I show you how to manually analyze the market, I'll go into detail. I'll show you how to answer these 3 questions, but I'm going to show you this very simple trading strategy right now that's going to help us answer each one of these questions very quickly without having to do a lot of analysis. So the London day break trading strategy, this is the next thing you need to know, the London day break strategy. We're going to base this off of the close of the 3 o'clock a.m. candle. So essentially, we're going to be starting, oops, let me make sure that everybody understands that's a 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern time candle. There we go. So essentially at 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern time is when this trading strategy is going to start. So here is my 3 o'clock a.m. candle from 6:13. This is what, Tuesday, Wednesday, this is what, about Wednesday or so? So we'll go ahead and we'll start here on Wednesday of this week. We're not going back really far. We'll just start right there on Wednesday. And go ahead, let's get started with the trading strategy. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more on this because I have the ability to make my charts a little bit bigger. I want everybody to be able to see this nice and clearly here. So there's our 3 o'clock a.m. candle. And like I said, effectively, we're gonna be starting at 4 o'clock a.m. at the close of that 1 hour candle. So when we get the close of that 1 hour candle, here's what we're going to do. We're going to place 2 pending orders. We're going to place 1 pending order 10 pips above the high of this candle. So that's 68.19. We're going to set this at 68.29. And I'll type this out. This is going to be an entry buy position. It's going to be a pending order. It's going to be 10 pips above the high of that 3 o'clock a.m. candle. And yes, I'm talking about the wick of that candle right there. That candlestick wick is the high. 10 pips above the high, we have an entry buy pending order. We're not in the market until the market triggers that entry buy. Now we're also going to come in here, we're going to place another pending order 5 pips below the low of this candle. So 67.82, we're going to set this at 67.77 right there. And we're going to set this as our entry sell. The entry sell is going to be minus 5 pips below the low, right there. So the first step is we got to determine which direction the market is going based off this. We're going to be looking for that directional movement. This can help us to answer whether we believe the market is going up or whether the market's going down, whether we're going to buy this market or whether we're going to sell this market. So let's go ahead. Let's see what ends up happening here. Once again, we're not in the market till one of these positions gets triggered. So there we go, bam. 1 hour later, the market does in fact rally up and triggers our entry buy. Now our entry buy, this just became a market buy. What this has done, this has given me an educated opinion that I believe that directional movement during the London session is going to go bullish. So I am now buying that market. So we just answered question number 2, where and why to get in. We're now in this market buying the market. Now, the first order of business is to come in here and cancel this opposite order. We're not looking to sell the market. We're looking to buy the market. We believe that market's going to go bullish during the London session. Now, the next order of business, in fact, let me make this a little bit bigger. I can zoom in here just a little bit more. We're going to come in here and we're going to set a stop loss. Now, our stop loss when buying the market versus selling it. Some of you already asked a couple questions, why 5 pips above, why 10 pips above, why 5 pips below. I'll answer that question for you here in just a second, but or actually, I don't have actually enough time to show you, but Josh, I think, will answer that for you in his video. Now, we're going to come in here, we're going to set a stop loss at the low of that 3 a.m. candle right there. So I'll type, oops, let me move this over just a little bit here. Stop loss when buying the market. It's going to be a little bit different than when selling the market. It's going to go at the low of that 3 o'clock a.m. candle. So now we have our entry, we have a stop loss. Now, for those who wonder what a stop loss is, what this means is that if the market were to go against us, we are risking on this trade, we're going to be risking about 47 pips. Now, the next thing we need to know is we determine which direction we believe the market's going. We determine where and why to get in. We need to figure out where and why to get out. If you remember, let me delete these. And there we go. Our target to get out of this market, which is also called our exit or our limit, is going to be one of 2 different things. It's either going to be a 1-to-1 risk ratio, or number 2, it's going to be a minimum of 50 pips. Why 50 pips? Because we're looking for this market to move at least 50 pips in that direction here. So in this case here, if you remember, we're risking about 47 pips. So that means we're going to be going after a minimum of 50 pips. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to measure this out here, and that should be about, let's see, right about, yeah, the tool I'm using here, this is our built-in measuring tool, so it's going to be 68, I think it should be 68.79. Maybe that's 29, so we'll set that at 68.79. Right there, so there is our target. So we have our entry, we have our stop loss set, we have our exit. At this point, we're ready to go. We set this all up in our broker's platform. All we have to do now is just wait to see what the market's going to do. So let's sit back here and see what ends up happening here. So 1 hour later, 2 hours later, the market does in fact rally up, triggers our exit, and we just captured 50 pips in about about 2 hours. So 50 pips in 2 hours. Now, if you were trading a mini lot, once again, you just generated about $50 in profit. With a standard lot, you just generated about $500 in profit at $10 per pip. So not too bad. That was on, like I said, today is the 17th, the 16th, 15th. So that was what, Tuesday or Wednesday morning? Right there, not too bad. You're starting off your week pretty nice. So let's go ahead. I just showed you this trade right here. Let me delete these, and we're going to move forward with the next one right here. Now, I usually get this question asked, and in fact, actually here, Daniel just asked this question. Daniel's saying, so we have to be up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to be doing this here. Well, the question you have to ask yourself, Daniel, or anybody else wondering that, would you get up at this type of, in the morning here? And for those of you that might be over in London, you'll be trading this during the day. But for those of you here in the United States, yeah, you have to get up to trade this. But at that point, once you set this in your broker's platform, you're good to go. You can simply go ahead at that point, oops. Where's my, there you go. So here we are on the 14th. There's our next 3 a.m. candle. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show you another quick example of this. So there's our 3 o'clock a.m. candle on June 14th. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna do the exact same thing we just did. We're gonna have, at the close of that candle, we're going to set 2 pending orders. We have one pending order that's going to go 10 pips above the high. So in this case, 69.27. We're set that at 69.37 right there. Here we go. So that's going to be our entry. Buy is going to be plus oops, plus 10 pips above the high. And I apologize if I'm going a little bit fast on this. I only have a limited amount of time. You'll get a video from Josh where he'll go into much greater detail about all this. So if you're having trouble keeping up, I apologize. But I promise you he'll go through this in much greater detail for you. Like I said, I'm just kind of giving you a Cliff Notes version of how this works. So we have an entry buy 10 pips above, and we're going to have an entry sell that's going to be 5 pips below. So it's 69.01. We're going to set this at 68.96. That's our entry sell. And that's going to be 5 pips below the low. There we go. So same thing we did on that previous trade. We have our entry buy 10 pips above, entry sell 5 pips below the low. And once again, I don't have a lot of time to go into the difference here. Why 10 pips above, 5 pips below? Josh will go into that detail in the video that you're going to get from him on the instruction video. So let's go ahead. Let's keep moving forward. Let's see what this market does here. So bam. Within the next hour, the market triggers our entry sell. So in that case right there, our entry sell just became a market sell. What that means is that gave us an educated opinion that we believe the market is going to go bearish during that London session. Give us that directional movement going down. So we're now shorting the market. We're selling the market. First order of business when we get triggered in is to come in here and cancel the opposite order. We're not looking to buy the market, because we're looking to sell. We believe the market's going to be going down. Now here's something a little bit different. We need to set our stop loss. We need to set our stop loss. In this case here, when selling the market, it's going to go 5 pips above the high of this 3 a.m. candle. So in this case here, 69.27. We're going to set this at 69.32. So stop loss when selling the market. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be plus 5 pips above the high. And Josh will explain why 5 pips above and why at the low when buying here. So we have our entry, we have our protection here. Let's see how many pips we would be risking on this trade. On this one, we would be risking about, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, we'd be risking about 35 pips. So in this case here, our target, let me type that out for everybody. There we go. So once again, our target, which is our exit, which is our, also referred to as our limit, is going to be either one of two things. It's either going to be a 1-to-1 risk ratio, or, oops, number 2, a minimum of 50 pips. So in this case here, we're risking, what I said we were risking on this trade, we'd be risking about 36. So that means we need to go after, our target is going to be the minimum of 50 pips. So let's come in here. Our target is going to be right about there. So 68.46 was our target. And right there. So you can see here within that hour, not only did we get in the market, we actually got triggered out. The market did in fact come down here and hit our target within that first hour. Not too bad. So within the first hour, we just captured another 50 pips. Not too bad. So if you were trading a mini lot account, you just generated another $50 in profits. Standard lot, you just generated $500 at $10 per pip. Now here's the neat thing about this. In the video, I believe Josh is going to show you how to go after more than 50 pips per trade. Because watch what ends up happening here. Watch what ends up happening here. The market just keeps going down and down and down. So in this case here, the market moved not only 50 pips, but it ended up moving an additional, let's see, what was the full movement here? 167 pips from our entry to when it came down here. So basically what Josh is going to do, he's going to teach you and show you how to move your stop loss up, and you'll be able to lock in profits as you're coming along. Maybe you set your stop loss maybe at break even at that point. Maybe you set it here maybe 20 pips or something like that. He'll be able to teach you and show you how to do that here. So the neat thing about this, my friends, is that you can do this trading strategy on each of these 6 currency pairs, on the pound Aussie, the pound Canadian, pound Swiss franc, the pound yen, the pound New Zealand, and the pound US. And as I mentioned, this is going to give you 5 opportunities with each one of these currency pairs each and every week. So that means you have 30 trading opportunities each and every week utilizing this trading strategy. Now, as I mentioned, I know I went pretty fast here. I still want to show you how to manually analyze the market. But for those of you that take advantage of the trial here, for this charting software, you will get an instructional video from Josh that's going to show you how to go into much greater detail as far as trading with this strategy. He'll give you he'll teach you this. He'll show you how to go after 57 pips, 94 pips, and he'll even show you how maybe there might be some days where you might not want to trade that currency pair for the day. He'll go into much greater detail about that. Now, the neat thing about this is that some of our students here, I kind of showed you how this works. I showed you 2 examples from this past week. This is one of our students here, Frank, from our MTI Facebook page. He says here, does anybody actually pay attention to the London daybreak London breakout session? He says, I still can't believe this gold mine. He says here, 60 pips per currency pair for the pound. That's roughly 400 pips a week. Can't believe this stuff is for real sometimes. And maybe we need a course on success on how to manage what you made here. So you can see here what he's doing here. He's trading 5 mini lots, 3 mini lots, and 1 mini lot. Not too bad. He made $4,000. Or I'm sorry here. What did he do here? I don't know. If you can add this up here, 3,200. He made about about 3,600 trading these as well. So, or no, never mind. He showed you how he's trading mini lots here. But anyway, he says thanks, Chris G and Will G on this here. So some of our students here showing you here how he's actually trading this strategy, the type of results he's getting here. So what I'm going to do is I just showed you how a very simple strategy of getting in and out of the market very quickly. What I want to do now is I want to show you, take a quick couple minutes here. Let me show you some of the built-in features of the charting software. Let me show you how I manually analyze this market utilizing the charting software. Right there, the London daybreak trading strategy. You don't have to do a lot of analysis, but if those of you want to learn a little bit more analysis, you will get some tutorial videos on how to manually analyze the market as well. So our charting software has an exclusive auto Fibonacci tool. It has an auto trendline tool, auto King's Crown tool, all of this here. So I actually, some of you here said you're interested. Thank you for that, Richard. Some of you are saying, well, how do we get to the trial? I'm gonna go ahead. I normally don't do this here, but I know I have a lot to go over, but for those of you that are saying, hey, William, I'm ready to get started, literally, you can get all this in your hands here today for $1. You can take it for a trial, a test drive for $1. So for those of you who are saying right now you're ready to get started, like Richard and you, everybody here, I'm gonna send out a link. I just sent out a link to everybody here in the room. If you want to go ahead and get started right now, it's only going to cost you $1 to take this for a test drive for 14 days. But for those of you who want to learn how to manually analyze the market, let me show you how this works here. So you have all these built-in features. Our charting software, it'll even show you how to receive email and text alerts right from the charts. We'll show you how to trade directly from the charts. We have cloud-based workspaces, demo trading, auto trading. So like I said, you're going to get a 14-day trial on all this here for $1. You see, there we go, bam. So I'm gonna come back, I'll explain all the details about this trial, but what I wanna do right now is I'm gonna come in here. Oops, I think I sent that, you know what? I don't think I sent that link out to everybody here. Hold on one second. I think I sent that internally. I apologize for that. So you're asking, where's the link? There we go, there's the link. Yeah, those of you ready to get started, you wanna go ahead and take this for a 14-day trial for $1, go ahead, you can click on that link, it's gonna take you there. But let me go ahead, let's go back to my charts, and I'm gonna show you here the pound Japanese yen currency pair. There you go. Yeah. Cheryl, I just sent that out. Don't worry, stick around. I'll send that link out here in just a little while. For those of you that are ready to get started, so somebody's saying you're ready to get started right now, there you go. The link's right there. For those of you who want a little bit more information, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna show you here how to manually analyze the market. So I'm gonna show you a current trade opportunity I'm looking at on the the pound yen. Now, what I'm looking for here in the pound yen is I'm looking for this market to pull back to this level right here. And what I'm gonna be looking for is I'm gonna be looking for a U-turn in the market. And when the market, if it does in fact pull down to this level and U-turn, I'm gonna look to buy into the market, and I'm gonna hold my position until I get to right here. So I kind of gave you an overview of the trade I'm looking at. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear my charts. Let me explain to you why I'm looking at this trade right here. So I'm gonna delete my charts. And if you remember, I apologize for going faster. You're gonna get instructional videos on all this, my friend, so just bear with me on this. I'll show you how to get all those instructional videos where they go into much greater detail teaching you this. But if you remember, there's 3 questions we need to answer. Which direction is the market going? Number 2, we need to figure out where and why to get in. And then number 3, where and why to get out. I showed you a very simple strategy. They'll answer these. Let me explain to you how I would manually analyze this market. And let's go in here right now. So first step, number 1, which direction do I believe the market is going? I'm going to utilize what's called a trend line. I'm going to come in here and use my trend line tool. I'm going to start up here at this high point. I'm going to draw my trend line just like this across the tips of these candlesticks here. As you can see here, the market pulled back, rallied up, hit that trend line, came back, rallied up, hit that again, pull back, rallied up, hit that again, came back, and eventually it broke through that trend line. So the neat thing about this trend line is that this is going to help to take some of the fear out of the market, because when we are above this trend line, we are in the buy zone. We're going to be looking to take buying opportunities. When we are below this trend line, we are in the sell zone. We'd be looking to sell the market. So in this case here, we'd be looking to sell the market as it's coming down until right here, when the market breaks through that trend line into the buy zone. So what this has done is given me that educated opinion. Once again, it's not 100% correct, but I now have an educated opinion that I'm going to be looking to buy into this market. I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities. So that's step number 1. I now believe I'm looking for a buying opportunity. So let me delete all this here. Before we do, though, let me delete this. As I explained to you, there's some automated features that are built into the charting software. I drew that trend line just like that. To be correct, let me just make sure I'm drawing it correctly. I can delete this. We have our smart trend line tool that's built right into our charting software. I can come up right there to that same top point. I click that, and then bam. It's going to quickly, accurately draw and automatically draw my trend line above right there. So if I didn't quite draw it completely accurately, I can use my smart trend line tool and it can come in here and I can draw it just like that here. Now, the other neat thing about this is that, let's just say that I didn't want to wait in front of my computer. Let me extend this here. Maybe I didn't want to wait in front of my computer to wait for this market to break above that trend line. All I have to do is I can right click on that trend line and I can add an alert. I can add an alert right in my charts here where it can send me an email or it will send me a text alert right to my smartphone, alerting me when that it has in fact broke above there. When we can teach you and show you how to set this up with your trading account, that maybe I want to go ahead and I want to buy the market when it breaks above, we'll teach you and show you how you can set this up where it can actually go ahead and place the trade for you right from the charts. We'll go into some detail and explain all that as well, but I don't really have a lot of time to go into all those details. You'll get videos showing you in detail how to do that. So we've answered question number 1, which direction is the market going? What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in right now. I'm going to zoom in. And we need to answer questions number 2 and 3. Where and why to get in, where and why to get out. Now, to answer these questions, I'm going to utilize what's called the Fibonacci tool. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of details explaining how the Fibonacci tool works, but as we found in this market, is that we found that the market tends to move in patterns. When it's going up and when it's going down, we're going to be looking for this market to move in what's called an A, B, C, D pattern. And then when it's going down, we'll be looking for that same A, B, C, and D pattern, just like that. So what we have found is that in between this A and B boundary is that there's a high probability that the market's going to pull back or retrace. So what we're going to be looking for is when we identify this A to B boundary, we can come in here and spread our Fibonacci tool from the A to the B just like that. Now, what this is going to help us do, it's going to help us determine where and why to get in and where and why to get out. What do I mean by that? If the market pulls back and forms its C point at one of these red retracement levels, and we buy into the market after it U-turns at that C. I'm going to show you here in just a second how to identify that U-turn. We're going to hold our position and exit at the red line up here. These are called extensions. Well, ultimately what we're looking for is the market to pull back and retrace, U-turn, and then extend. So if the market pulls back and U-turns at a red retracement level, we'll hold our position until it reaches the red extension. If the market pulls back at the blue retracement level and forms that C point in U-turns, and we buy into the market after that U-turn, we're gonna be looking for our D point at the blue extension, like a buddy system, blue to blue. And another neat thing here is if the market pulls back to the green retracement level and we buy into the market after that U-turn at that C point, we're gonna hold our position at the D point right there at the green to green. So actually here, Ethan just asked here, why are these different colors? My Fibonacci's aren't different colors. Ethan, this is built into our charting software, and we'll teach and show you how to do this here. Now, the same thing happens when the market's going down. A to B, just like that. A, B, C, D. Now, I know I went pretty quickly here, but here's the neat thing about this. Oops, hold on one second here. You're going to get instructional videos on here. In fact, actually, oops. So that's the auto Fibonacci tool. Hold on one second. You'll get an instructional video as part of this trial that'll go into much greater detail about those Fibonacci's here. So once again, I don't have a lot of time. I'm running out of time quickly here. So I just want to go ahead and explain to you that I'm kind of giving you a Cliff Notes version of how this works. You'll get instructional videos that go into much greater detail for those of you that take advantage of the trial. So let's go ahead in here. That's going to answer questions number 1, 2, and 3. Which direction is the market going? Where and why to get in? And where and why to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to delete all this here. And the neat thing about this is that some of you might be, in fact, actually, I think some of you probably might be wondering here, how do we determine that A to B boundary? Well, we have what's called our Smart Fibonacci tool that's going to do that all for you. We'll teach and show you how to find that A to B boundary, but we can use our Smart Fibonacci tool. This is something that is patent pending. We're the only ones that have it. We've invested millions of dollars in this charting software, my friends. You get to try it for $1 today. But the Smart Fibonacci tool, we simply come here to the beginning of this new trend. We click that, and it's going to, just like the trend line tool, it's going to quickly, accurately, and automatically draw my Fibonacci's for me, just like that. So you can see here we had one A, B, C, D swing. We had another A, B, C, D swing, and then it brings me here to the current live market right there. So this is where we are right now. I'm gonna zoom in nice and tight for everybody here. And I'm gonna explain to you why I'm looking at what I'm looking at for this trade. So here's our current A to B boundary. Now what has happened here is you see that between that A and B boundary, the market pulled back and U-turned, but didn't pull back to a red retracement level. This is something that's part of our full education. We have found that if the market does not pull back to at least the 0.382, this top red retracement level, is that there's a high probability of the market coming up here to either the 1.18 or the 1.27 extensions, and then pulling back to that 0.382 and then rallying up. So that's why I'm looking at this trade opportunity like I am, because I'm looking for this market now to pull back to this 0.382, and then when I'm looking for a U-turn, and then I'm going to buy into the market. Now I'm looking for it to pull back to this red retracement level. So what that's telling me is I'm going to be looking to exit my position at the red extension, like a buddy system, red to red. Now I know some of you might be saying, well, William, how do we know when that market's U-turning? Well, let's go back, and I told you that there's a built-in feature in our charts here where it's going to identify those candlestick formations for you. Remember those candlestick formations, sign language of the market? Watch this. I can come in here, I can hit select all, and it's going to turn on all of those candlestick formations for me. So you can see here with our current A to B, the market came back, formed this candlestick formation, it U-turned. This is an engulfing bullish candlestick. So the market came back, U-turned, rallied up, and then as you can see right here, it's giving me a red candlestick formation. So what that's telling me is looking for this market now to start going down. So ultimately, I'm looking, as I showed you here at the beginning of the live market, I'm looking for this market now to pull back to probably this 0.382. Then what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking for some sort of candlestick formation. I'm going to be looking for probably some sort of green candlestick saying, hey, William, look for this market to U-turn, and then I'm going to buy into the market, and I'm going to hold my position until I get to that red extension. So I'm going to be going after about 204 pips on this trade right there. That's what I'm looking for on this trade here. So let me go ahead and draw that out so everybody can do a quick screenshot of this, or if you want to write this down when you get the charts, this is what I'm going to be looking for, just like there. So if that makes sense to everybody, you now have the basics now on how to trade in this market. So what I'll be looking for then, oh yeah, somebody just asked, well, where would I set my stop loss on this? We'll tell you know what, I'll go ahead and I'll teach you this. We teach our students one of two different things. We either look to set our stop loss right below the A. If you're an aggressive trader, you'll set it below the A. In my case, on this trade, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking to set my stop loss about 10 to 15 pips below this U-turn. So let's say there actually U-turns at the 0.382. I'll probably look to set my stop loss right there. So in this case, let's just theoretically say that this is my candle. I'd be risking about 52 pips going after, what, 200? That's a 4-to-1 risk ratio. Not too bad. So this is how successful traders work, my friends. And the neat thing about all this is you can get all this in your hands here today, the charting software, some free workspaces. You'll get that London daybreak trading strategy. All of that is part of the free trial. So it looks like I'm about to run out of time here. We had that technical difficulty, so I don't have a lot more time. I sent that link out to everybody here in the room. I'm gonna send that out again right now. And I'm gonna go over the details of this trial here. As part of the charting trial here, you're gonna get the charts and you're gonna get a bunch of instructional videos here. So let me go through that right now for everybody here in the room. As part of this charting software trial, you're gonna get videos from Joshua Martinez, the creator of the London Daybreak Trading Strategy. He's gonna go in here, show you how to set up your demo account, how to enter and close out of the market, show you how to get those 3 free workspaces that I showed you, the Fibonacci. So we'll go in much greater detail teaching you about the Fibonacci's. You'll also get the tutorial videos here on how to navigate through the charts, navigating the toolbars, how to create custom indicators. I didn't even get a chance to show you how to actually create custom indicators and show you how to use that auto Fibonacci tool and show you how to link the charting software to your broker. Whether you have a live account or a demo account, we can teach you and show you how to link your charts right to your broker, trade directly from the charts. In fact, actually, let me come back in here. Let's just say that right now, let's just say that where we are right now, theoretically, let's say the market was open and I want to actually buy into the market right now. I can simply right click on my charts, come down here to buy, and I can do a market buy. My charts are connected to my broker, and all I'd have to do is simply come in here. I can set my limit, my stops, and hit OK, and bam, I'm actually trading in the market. It'll actually connect right to my broker here. So I apologize if I didn't explain that in more detail, but you'll get that as well. As part of this as well, you're going to get how to back up all your work, how to deploy a trading system. We'll teach you and show you how to use an auto trading system with your charts, how to set up your trades to do auto trading, the download station, and navigating the toolbars. And also, I'll show you how to get into a live webinar each and every Friday. As long as you have the charting software, there'll be a webinar each and every Friday where you'll have a live instructor answering your questions on anything you might have. And as I mentioned before, you're going to get that London Daybreak Trading Strategy video from Josh himself here. So all of this is included as part of the trial here today. Now, normally, to get this charting software, if you've seen some of Market Traders Institute's videos or webinars before, you know that normally you have to be a student of Market Traders Institute to get this charting software. You'd have to be a member, or you'd have to own either one of our ultimate trading packages or one of our software packages to get involved with this here. Normally it costs $249 a month as a subscription to get the charts, to get these charts. So the neat thing about this here today is part of Investor Inspiration. This is only for this webinar here today. We're going to give you a 14-day trial for $1. So you don't have to take my word for this. You don't have to take Frank, that guy that said about the London Daybreak Trading Strategy. Get this all in your hands here today for $1 for 14 days. See if this works. See if you like this charting software. See if you like the London Daybreak Trading Strategy. Set up a demo account. Practice trading. The neat thing about this is that over the next couple days, get the charting software in your hands, take it for a test drive on Friday, write down some notes, ask the instructor on Friday, hey, I got some questions. They'll answer your questions live right in a webinar just like this. Now, the neat thing about this as well is that after that 14 days, I want everybody just to focus on the 14 days to see if this is for you. If this is for you, great. We're gonna lock you in here today for $59 a month on a month-to-month subscription. So the neat thing about that, you're not gonna be locked in at $249. You'll actually get into this for actually $59 a month. Now, if you decide this isn't for you during those 14 days, you can very simply cancel this, and it's only gonna cost you $1 to try this out. And you will get 3 free bonuses from Josh as part of this here today. Now, I see a lot of you, I got a lot of you saying, how do we get started? Let me send that link out to everybody here in the room. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back through and I'm gonna walk you through the process of getting started. So I just sent that link out. I need everybody right now to click on that link. It's going to take you to this page right here. So you click on this to activate your 1-day trial, and you enter all your information, enter your billing information, your payment information, activate my software trial. If you have any more questions after the webinar, you have our disclaimers here, our risk disclaimer, terms and cancellation policies, they're all right here. So what's gonna happen is you'll register for this. You can register for this, and what's gonna happen is you're probably gonna get 2 emails. You'll get 1 email letting you know that you are in fact registered for this trial, and then you'll get another one that's gonna send you your login information. That's gonna allow you to log into this back portal here to go through here. So what I'm gonna do is, I got a couple of you here. I see some of you, Rob and Jacob and Ethan. I see your questions. I promise I'm gonna try to answer them here in just a second. Let me just quickly walk everybody through the process, and then I'll answer your questions. So the first step to get the 14-day trial is to click on that link. So what do I do right now? Somebody just said I didn't get the link. Hold on one second. I'll send that out to you right now here, Ronald. There we go. So let me quickly, hold on one second here. Yeah, if you did not get the link, please send me a quick message here. I will send it to you privately. I'm sending this out to everybody here in the room right now. Look in your chat box, the questions box. I just sent that out to everybody here. If you did not get the link, or if you're having trouble with the link, please let me know. So that's the first step. Click on the link, register for the trial period. Take it for a test drive for 14 days. Decide if this is for you. If you decide this is not for you, then you know what? You've risked $1, cost of a pack of gum to take this for a test drive. If you decide this is for you, we're gonna lock you in at a much better rate here. So step number 2 is to view the training lessons for the charting software in the London Daybreak trading strategy. So what I want you to do is, after you get logged in here, this weekend, today, you can literally start going through all these videos from Josh, the creator of the program, so you can get up to speed learning how to trade in this market here. And you'll learn that London Daybreak video as well. Now, the next thing you do is you can set up a trading account today, either a live or a free demo account. Now, I can't recommend a broker. I use Forex.com. That's my broker. OAN is another one. You can either go to one of their websites and click on the free demo account, or do a Google search for free Forex demo trading account, and you'll be able to sign up for a demo account. And once again, those videos will show you how to link your demo account right to the charts. You'll be able to learn how to do that. Now, you can literally start practice trading in this market tomorrow at 5:00 p.m. and you can use that London Daybreak trading strategy tomorrow night. Well, it's actually Monday morning, so you're ready to get started here right now. So try the trading software for 14 days. Like I said, just focus on the next 14 days. See if this is even for you. It's only gonna cost you $1 to get these in your hands, and then make that decision. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take our students' words for it on how well this works. Get in your hands here, and then you can try to attend that live training class. Now, like I said here, what I suggest you do is to get this in your hands here today, practice for the next couple days, practice between now and Friday. On Friday, there's going to be a live class. Let me go back to that here. On Friday, there's a live session with either myself or one of my colleagues, where you'll get into a live session. They'll be able to answer any of your questions. Now, as far as canceling your charting software, you can simply come right here and cancel your subscription right there. That's how easy this is to be able to do that. So the neat thing about this is that we're guaranteeing that within the next 14 days that you're going to find the value for this. If for any reason in the next 14 days, if you decide that this is not for you, you can cancel this, and that you owe nothing more than that here. And you can either call the 800 number, or you can send us an email, or in that back-end portal, you can cancel it, or all this information is back there as well. Now, for those of you that want our contact information, there's our 800 number, and here is the email. I'll give everybody a second here to write this down or do a quick screenshot of that, because I only have about 1 more minute, my friends, and then I have to get out of here. So I've answered some of your questions here. Let's see here. Rob says, can we back test past trades? Yeah, Rob, I'll see if I can come back into my charts here and show you here some of the systems. In fact, actually, I'll pull my charts up here in just a second for you, Rob. I'll show you how we can back test different things on here. And also for the London daybreak, you can literally go back through and you can back test back as far as you'd like. Cheryl's asking, what time is the live class session here? Let me go back to that for Cheryl here. Those who wondering here, the live session is going to be every Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern time here. So that answers Cheryl's question here. Some of you have been asking about, some of you, yeah, okay, great. So thank you for that. Ricardo says he just clicked on the link. He was able to register. Thank you for that, Ricardo. Sammy says he just registered. Jay, yeah. If you want to go ahead and let me know that you were able to register, or if you're having trouble with the link, I'll help to do that as well. Now, to answer Rob's question here as far as back testing, let me pull this up. Here's another neat thing about our software here. Let me come in here. Let's just say I wanted to implement a system of our indicators. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find one here to test out. Let me see here. You know what? I don't think I have the one I'm looking for here on my charts here. Let me see if I can quickly find it here. Oops, hold on one second here. So let me come in here. There we go. So yeah, so let's just say here that we want to deploy this system right here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw on a system here. This is our SSL. This is part of our momentum breakout. So if I wanted to answer Rob's question here, I don't actually, Rob, I don't know if this is part of the actual charting trial, but there is a way to back test. You can see here, right here, click historical trades, hit run. And what this is going to do, it's going to deploy my system here on my chart. And it'll come in here in just a second here, and I can hit back test. And once again, this isn't anything scientific or exact. I'm just wanting to show this to Rob right here, showing how you can actually back test trades. This probably isn't going to be the best here. I'm just deploying this here. I haven't set up any parameters. Just want to kind of show you how some of the neat things are built into our charting platform there. So there we go. So let's just say that I deployed my system. I want to back test it and begin the back test here. Bam. Now, once again, whatever the results are, don't take these as factual results. I just want to show you how you can literally back test here. And there we go. So it's taking a second here to pull up. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can pull this down. Okay, yeah. So once again, I was trying to show this. It probably didn't work out the best, because the system probably isn't set up for this year. But yeah, there is a way, Rob, to back test this here. I would suggest if you're interested in that information, we can gladly help you out. Now, Richard says, does the software only work for the Forex? Richard, this is only providing the Forex feed. We actually do have a stock feed as well. So you could literally, if you want for additional information, here's what I suggest you do. Those of you that want additional information, here's our 800 number. Here's our customer service number. If you want information as far as the stock feed, we can have one of our education specialists give us a phone call. We can help get you set up with that. But yeah, there is, let me get back to my charts here for just a second. I have like less than a minute here. You can come in here, create a new chart. Let's just say I want to add, come here to stocks. And let's say that I want to open up Amazon. Yeah, they just bought Whole Foods yesterday, the 1 hour chart. Let's see here. There we go. So yeah, if I want to open up Amazon, and there is my Amazon chart. My computer's running kind of slow here today, but yeah, we have the ability to, come on. There we go. So yeah, I can pull up Amazon as well. And once again, I probably didn't set this up the best, but I might not want to look at a 1 hour time frame. But yeah, so here's Amazon right there. So on that note, I think I'm done. I see a couple more of you said you were able to register for this here. So yeah, the first step is to register for the charting software trial. Go through the video lessons. You can go through those today and this weekend. Set up your trading account. I suggest setting up a demo trading account. Start practicing